Create next file, loop2.js. This is going to be for do while, or maybe while loop we can implement first. So write a comment in that you give syntax for while loop. So first you have to do a initialization. After that initialization, you have to apply a while. Inside the while there will be condition. Then after that here will be called a statement. After that there will be either increment or decrement, depend. Either plus plus or minus minus. So we can write a condition here that says if variable counter equal to 1, initialization of the counter is 1. So this particular variable is going to start from 1. Next, after that, we can apply a condition while the counter less than equal to 10. If yes, then if yes, then okay. If yes, then a statement console.log counter. Console.log counter. If we leave till here, the loop will go under infinite. If we leave till here, the loop will go under infinite. It will never end the loop. So for that now, the counter must be a follow the either increment or decrement. It should increase or decrease. Counter must increase or decrease. Now we'll come to the our CMD, and from here we can run node space loop 2. It is also going to print 1 to 10 as we have seen under the for loop. Come down below, write the next in descending order. Give variable counter equal to 10 now, while counter less than greater than equal to 1. So what is checking? It's checking counter is starting is from the 10 is okay, but when it come under the loop, okay, when it come under the loop, when the counter is greater than 1, because it's starting from 1 10 and condition is till 1. If it's still greater than 1, then what to do? Follow the statement that is okay. Console.log, you do that, and along with that console.log, along with the console.log, you do here counter minus minus as well. Ready? Let's check now. See, 1 to 10 is happening by first loop, 10 to 1 happening by second loop. Now let's come next. Here only we write another one do while related also. Another line we can write here syntax for do while. Syntax for do while. Now come down below. Here also initialization will happen. After initialization, first do will come. Inside the do, you will be keeping here call. Inside the do, you will be keeping here call statement. After that, you will keep here call increment, decrement, depend, either plus plus or minus minus. And at last, after end of the do while, there will be after do there will be condition as a while. While I not I while simple condition. Now related to that, we can write one example below. Console.log. Console.log do while example. Do while example. Now create a variable I equal to 1. Follow the do. Inside the do, we will write console.log I. After that, console.log I. After that, I plus plus, or here instead of I, you can write the do says at last you will keep here on while I less than equal to 10. So this is also going to print where 1 to 10. Let us check now. Do.js and do while is also giving the output, while loop is also giving the output. Hope ready, working. Now we'll create one more file, loop2.js file. Loop2.js file already there. Loop3.js will create. Loop3.js will create. to do a comparison of do while and while loop. To do a comparison of do while and while loop. Create a file loop3.js. So hope this is working. Create the next file. Loop3. Loop3.js. Now come inside, create a variable called counter equal to 100. Now print below while counter less than equal to 50, then console.log the while comma counter, then counter plus plus. This is using the while loop. So will it work or not?
It will not work.
It will not work. The reason is what? Counter is already 100 and you are checking like less than 50. It is not less than 50. It is already 100. It will not allow your control to come inside. Compiler will not get permission to come inside. Okay. Now coming down, now write there another line, console.log do while. Do first create a variable, again I equal to 100 itself, and write while, not while, do. First do inside the do console.log the do what we can write here call I plus plus, last we have called while I less than equal to again 50. So here difference is going to happen. Okay, here difference is going to happen. When you will come to the while loop says like first I will check the condition. While loop says first I will check the condition. If condition is satisfying the particular rule, then only execution will happen. Who says while will say first condition it should follow. If it is happening, then only it will go for the further loop process. While will say. Okay. Next after that, do while will say condition I will check later. Condition I will check later. First I will start from the execution. So if it is checking the condition later and it's start from the execution first, definitely condition is true or false no matter. First what will happen is it will display the output. Do while. Same thing is going to happen now also. When I come here and do as a loop 3 and enter, do says 100. While loop has not given anything because compiler has not entered inside the loop. It was just outside only, by then condition got terminated. Terminated in the sense the condition has not followed the rules. So what happened is the console.log, your compiler has not reached till console.log in the do while loop case. In the while loop case, what happened? In the while loop case, condition satisfy, then only output will come. But in do while, what is the condition? That is the second step. Execution will happen first, and then after that it will check the condition. If condition satisfy, it will continue. If condition not satisfy, it will get break then and there only. So in this case, first it will print 100 and after printing 100, it will become 101 and it will check I is less than 50. No, it's already 101. So it will not allow to go next. Because of that, it's printing only one time and remaining, it came out. It has not given anything after that. Okay, so next, let's go ahead and create the next example. Next example is related. These all are the basic syntax we are going to use inside the JavaScript for multiple type of business requirement. Plus here also we will be creating so many examples. So in that case, these all are required. Next, we will enter under the array. We will come to the array. And once we come under the array, we will understand the structure of array. And then using the for loop, do while loop, for each and map function. We will read the content of array. We will read the content of array. So we will be creating the next file called array1.js. These all are as of now only JS file just to get some idea on code part, how the JavaScript code will look like. Create a file array1.js, array1.js. under the basic folder. Come inside. Now right here, a variable, suppose if I create a equal to, assume my store is a Bangalore. I have one more value, assume Mumbai, I store in a B variable. Assume I have one more value that I store under the C variable. Assume we have one more variable. We have stored under the D variable. Like this, suppose there is 100 city name, or there may be 200 city name. Assume there is a 200 city name. Now in that 200 city name, there is a different city name. How you will manage that? If you create 200 variable, it will become very difficult to remember like which variable is holding what type of value. You cannot manage at all, right? So like on internet, suppose when you book the bus on internet, online, when you are booking the bus to go from one place to other place, what will happen is sometime you will find when you are searching from Bangalore to Hyderabad, Bangalore to Mumbai, sometime you will find there is 100 buses are available. Sometime you will find there is 20 buses are available. Sometime you will find there is no buses in high demand. Okay. So here the condition is like how it displays. Sometimes there is a no bus, sometimes it displays 10 buses, sometimes it displays 20 buses. What is where the data come from? Resume data come from the API that we are going to learn how to use API. But when the data is coming from the API, okay, when the data is coming from the API, sometime it will come one record, sometime it will come 20 record, sometime it will come 100 record. So your program should be in such a way that should hold the value dynamically. If there is no any bus coming from the API, all the bugs are booked, then 0 will come, right? Sometime if there is a lot of buses are available, 200 buses will display. So variable length will become 200. It will hold 200 record. So how that variable length will get decided? Okay. At that point, how the number of buses increase and decrease, and how to write the code that should manage in that way. That's one condition. Another condition here you have, like suppose you have 100 city name you have with you. Now those 100 city name you are storing into 100 variable. It will be very difficult to remember which variable is holding which value. We will not come to know. We will forget. Okay, we will forget which variable is holding which value. So to overcome from this all the problem in every programming language, not only in the JavaScript, in all the programming language, we have a concept of array. We have a concept of array. Now what that array is going to help you? What that array is going to help you? Array is going to help you to store the multiple value in one variable. The benefit of array is it is going to help you to store the multiple values in one variable. The values data type can be same or data type can be different, no matter. But it is going to help you multiple values in one variable. Now let me create a array and just write you how to create a variable where store the multiple value in one variable. So let's come down. A variable, suppose called city, equal to this square bracket. Square bracket. Okay. A square bracket. Now, under this square bracket, using the double quote or single quote, multiple value you can store separated by comma. See, for this four variable, we have created the for four value we have created the four variables, right? For four value we have created the four variables. Now we have only one variable that is called city, and it is going to hold all the values in one place. All the values in one place. All the values in one place, right? You saw here. Here you are going to maintain the four variable, and here you are going to maintain only one variable. And in the city variable, the number of elements in the city variable, the number of elements, no matter, it will increase and decrease as per the requirement. Or when the data come from the backend or user give the value can increase and decrease dynamically. There is no problem at all. Okay, the length of city variable is unlimited. In this, the number of element can be unlimited. Bangalore, Mumbai, Chennai, Pune, Kolkata, what you have stored, there is no limitation of that. You can store n number of value inside. Let me go here now and show you next structure of the array. How it is going to hold all the values. So I will come here inside this. Okay, inside this. City is the array name. Inside the city, values will be stored on position wise, like 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now on one position, you can access the Bangalore. On second position, you can access the Mumbai. Okay. Third position, that is called 2, you can access the Chennai. Index 2 will give you the third value. Index 3 will give you the fourth value. Okay, hope written. So on city array, there is the 4 elements, 4 values. Now this, what is the syntax of this? It's called the array name. Inside you will have called index, and after that you will have called element. Index and element. Okay, hope ready. So city is the array name, 0, 1, 2, 3 is the index, and Bangalore, Mumbai, Chennai is the element. Element is nothing but the values. Element is nothing but the value of your array. Value of your array. Now come down and let's print the first value. Whether really city of I Bangalore will come or not. So we can go and write a console.log. In that city of 0 will give you the which value? First value, Bangalore. Now city of 3 should give us the last value. That is called your Pune. Console.log. Something like this. Hope ready? Let's check once. Is it coming? Then we go here. Node space array1. First and last both the values should get printed. Okay, ready? Printing. Now come down. This is called how to access the first element of a array. How to access the first element of an array. This is how to access the last element of an array. How to access the last element. How to access the last element of an array. Okay. So for that, we have to write here console.log city. Inside the city array, you have to write city.length. City.length. After that, -1. This becomes a dynamic code. City is the array. You are finding the length of the array. City is the array. You find the length of the array. Suppose length is coming as a 4. 4 minus 1, third. It will point to the third element. Four minus 1, it will point to the third element. So this is nothing but equal to third. Okay, hope we follow. Next, after that, check now. Dynamically, it will give you the last element. See, giving the last element. Go here, add one more value. Call Kolkata. Now, last element should not be Pune. See, here the second line is saying last element is Kolkata, and this line is saying last element is still Pune. So if you write in this way, this will become a wrong method, because every time inside the array, the number of elements will keep increase and decrease. Inside the array, every time the element will keep increasing and decreasing. If the element is increasing and decreasing, what will happen is you will not be able to find out the actual last element. So in that case, the solution will be better not to follow directly position wise. Let's keep as a dynamic. Find out the length of the array and length minus 1 you do. Once you do the length minus 1, it gives the last element automatically. Length minus 1 will give the last element automatically. Okay, now let's come now. Below we will print all the value of the array using the for loop. So how to print all the value? Using for loop console.log. Print all element of array. Print all element of array. Print all the element of array. Now come down, use a for loop. Use a for loop for var I equal to 0. Var I equal to 0. The starting point of I variable is 0 because inside the array the element also start from 0. If you give here I equal to 1, then you will skip the first value. You cannot access that. You will start getting from the second value. I equal to 1, I less than array dot length, city dot length, length, I plus plus, where I equal to 0, I less than city dot length, I plus plus. Console dot log city of I. Inside the I, what will come? 0, 1, 2, 3 will come. So inside the city also it will point to the 0, 1, 2, 3. Finally, your all the value will get printed. For printing, please sequence node space array1.js. It should print all the values. Hope working. Now we can go ahead for the next example. There we can see the array in some other way how we can build. We can create another array and there we can try it. Create the next file array2.js. Array2.js, create the next file. See variable item equal to create a variable item equal to, we can add here inside some list of items. It can be anything. We'll add somewhere 5-6 items. Laptop, desktop, laptop, desktop, mobile, printer, scanner, laptop, desktop, mobile, printer, scanner, notebook, and pen. Now come down using the first using for loop. Using for loop, print it quickly. For I equal to 0, I less than item dot length I plus plus. Console.log item of I. You can print your position also. I plus just to represent the arrow mark. Okay, hope ready. Now let us check it. How that appear. Array2.js file. So printing all the elements with the position. Now come follow the same using while loop. A variable I equal to 0 while I less than item dot length, because we have to run a loop here. So they start from 0. So they start from 0 and it will go till length. Start from 0 and go till length. So in that case, we will be writing here again now console.log the value is comma item of I. Item of I. And you have to do the increment as well, so that it will keep pointing to the next element. Keep pointing to the okay. Now come down, save it, and check. Printing the value is same order. Now we can use below one do while also. Variable, write a comment here using do while. Okay, next after that, again you have to create a variable j equal to 0. Come down, var keyword we need to write here. We need to write do console.log the do says item of I have to replace by j, do the j plus plus as well. Below apply the condition while j less than item dot langth semicolon. Okay, hope ready. Save the file, check again. It's happening through do while also. We can write one more below. Map function using to read array element. How to read array element. Come down. Syntax for map is like this. Array name dot map. Array name dot map. Array name dot map. Here you will be adding element, first value, second value called index. It's called fat arrow method. And below you will be printing the value of that. Console.log element example will happen like this. Item dot map. Item dot map. Item dot map. Now from item array, let me guide you. Here I'll keep a call name of the element, and here I'll keep as a index of the element. This arrow is called a fat arrow. Now console.log name. Now what is going to happen is, let me copy the array from beginning and paste again here. See, in this, under the item array, there is so many elements. Under the item array, there is so many elements. Now, this is so many elements. How it is going to work? This all the elements is going to work like when the loop will start from item array, the first element, that's called laptop, will go to the name variable. Like your map function will read individual element from the array. So first loop will happen. The first element of the array, that is called laptop, will go to the name variable, and the position of laptop will go to the index variable. So position will be 0. So it will print you name as a apple, and index will give you as a 1. Index will give you as a 1. The first loop. Index will give you a 0. In the second loop, the desktop will go to the name variable, and position of desktop will come to the index in the second loop. Okay. In the third loop, mobile will go to the name and their position will go to the index. And this loop will keep happening till end of the element. Last iteration, pen will go to the name and their position will go to the index. After that element will get finished, map function will get stopped. Let me show you how that works. Map function have different way to write. See, it's printing here all the values. Right? Check once. The printing. Map function print or not. So we will see again tomorrow different way of writing the map function for each function for single dimensional array and for multi-dimensional array. Okay, for single dimensional array as well as for multi-dimensional array.
Sir, yesterday videos is not showing.
Today we'll upload. Today we have not uploaded. It was not converted.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll log out. See you tomorrow.